Tashidalek and Namaste and a very warm welcome to all of you. We at Siddham Institute of Indic and Intercultural Studies are very happy and proud to host another seminar or a webinar. It's a 10-day online certificate course on Devanagari Calligraphy, where you'll be exploring tools, techniques, and ancient styles. And this will be facilitated by Mr. Mayank Singh, who is a project associate at IGNCA New Delhi. Before I introduce you to the course, let me speak a few words about Siddham and what it stands for. Siddham is an institute for Indic and Intercultural Studies, and we are based out of Sarnath in Varanasi. And our primary aim is, as our motto says, Swamano Vasitantu Kritam Mayedam. It's a line from Acharya Shantideva's Bodhisattvacharya Avatara. And this Nalanda Master's wisdom translates as deeds for self-contentment. So in the world today, where we see a great outburst of information and technology, what is hard to find is wisdom. And that wisdom is the only thing that can bring contentment to us as a culture, as a civilization, and as a species. Otherwise, there is no need, there's no dearth of information and knowledge that is pursued. But I think the end of all this pursuit is wisdom. And there's a joy that comes with wisdom. And we hope that scholarship, philosophy, and studying ancient Indic traditions can give rise to this. This has been the path of our ancestors. And the ultimate purpose of wisdom is ananda, awakening, bliss, and enjoyment. So we hope that your pursuit of wisdom through courses that are conducted by Siddham will bring you manifold results. Siddham, over the last 3 years, has been instrumental in conducting many workshops and seminars. We have also organized 3 international conferences, and we have done more than 60 workshops on scripts, manuscripts, paleography, and now calligraphy, numismatics, and all these things. Our primary focus is to bring back an Indic way of learning, where Indian knowledge can be viewed through a new prism, and it can be interpreted for the requirements of modern society. And to this end, we have been happy to host many luminaries and scholars from different parts of the world, international scholars from Europe and the UK, and scholars from Southeast Asia who've been experts of Pali, Sinhala script, and so on and so forth. Today, among one such scholar, we are happy to invite Mayank Singh, who happens to be a project associate at IGNCA, and he's working on a UNESCO Memory of the World project and holds a bachelor's degree in sociology from Jamia Millia Islamia and a master's degree in anthropology from University of Delhi. So he's a photographer, an artist, and he has worked with a very acclaimed website called Sahapedia. And calligraphy is his strength, and he has designed for many government and private organizations. And as students of Indic wisdom, you all are familiar with manuscripts. And the core of manuscript is calligraphy. So central to study of manuscript and manuscriptology, central to the study of manuscript and manuscriptology is not just understanding scripts, but also how the scripts are written. So I feel that this course will be a very unique course, and it will enrich you in many ways, because this will not only introduce you to calligraphy, but it will also introduce you to the variations of font style, how you can create your own manuscript, and what are the tools used. I think this will be a very enjoyable course. I had the opportunity to look at in brief, and I think you'll all enjoy the whole process, and it's a very meditative experience. The course person, Mayank Singh, would agree that once you dip a quill or a brush in ink and start tracing it on a piece of paper, there is a natural meditative state one goes into. And in calligraphy, if you are familiar with Enzo, the Japanese, Zen meditation technique, and even the great master Thich Nhat Hanh, so he also used to, paint quotes through calligraphy. So I think this will be a very interesting and a very unique kind of session, because so far we have had mostly scripts and, evolution of scripts and language kind of thing. So this is more of a creative, artistic, and aesthetic thing. So this will stimulate your hidden creative talents. And all of us, I think, would have been calligraphers at some point or the other in our childhood. We would have played with different fonts and experimented with different signatures. I think you can bring back those latent memories and build on it and enjoy. So I welcome you once again to this course organized by Siddham. And I hope that you will make good use of these 10 days, and it will be a very enriching experience. So may your Devanagari calligraphy course bear fruit, and may you have a wonderful time. So I declare the course open, and I ask Mr. Mayank Singh to take over from here. Thank you and wishing you all the very best. Siddham will continue to have exciting workshops like this throughout the year. So keep track of us on your social media. And if anything interests you, please join. We are building a community of scholars who have a new perspective on what is happening in the world. And may your interaction and participation in all these courses bring you much merit, wisdom, and joy. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Mayank sir, it's on to you. You can start the session. Mayank sir?
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Let me just fix my camera and then we can begin. Can everyone see my screen properly?
Yes, sir.
Is it better this way?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you so much, Siddham team and Mr. Co-founder, for introducing me. And I'm really happy to be here. And thank you to all the participants who are interested to join for this course. And like this can be an extended course as well, but since it's a short-term course, so we are going forward with 10 days, but then it depends on you how much you can extend it, or even if you would like to extend it after 10 days in your own way, because it's open world. Calligraphy is everywhere, and then once you start, it's really hard to stop. So it's a fair warning I'm giving all of you. And with this, I begin the class. So, yeah. So, first of all, I would like to talk about the materials that I asked all of you to bring, which is an ice cream stick. So, this would be somewhat like this, right? Can everyone agree to have a similar ice cream stick with them?
Yes.
Right? Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So I would like all of you to take a hard surface like this. I've taken this wooden block. And first we will learn to craft this tool. Okay. If you can see. Yeah. You see, this pen has an angle. And it's a 45-degree angle. I mean, roughly 45. So what do? You take a sharp cutter. And then what I usually do is straight away make an idea of where the 45-degree cut would be. So it would be somewhat like this. Make a small impression, and then in the same impression, keep running your blade like once or twice. So once that's done, once it's deep enough, you can actually snap it off. Everyone, are you done with it? Hello. Can I hear yes and no's?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So So the next step would be to get your sandpaper, and then you see these small sort of wooden chips. You need to get rid of these. So for that, you would have to pile it on the sandpaper so that it becomes smooth. So you will always see these strips on the paper because it's an idea. You can actually see if the pen is writing all right. You see, there is a slight gap here, so it needs more filing. Make sure to do it with both sides. Can I move to the next step then, if everyone has done it?
Yes.
Okay. If you have a thread like this, you can actually use it as your handle. So you sort of run it around like a spool, and then you get this, untidy knot. And it's a pretty good grip, because if you write with ice cream stick for longer time, it really pains in your finger. So you should have a small handle attached to your kalam, so to say. So after you've done it, make a knot, and then chop off the excess, and then you end up with something like this. Something like this. So can I see everyone what they made? If that's fine. Can all the participants show me the column?
Sir, I will show you tomorrow.
Okay, it's fine. If anyone has made it, can I see it? If there's anyone?
Yes, give
Yes,
me 1
sounds
minute.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, take your time. Usually a traditional manuscript would have a pen like this. It's called sarkanda in Hindi, but it's a softer version of bamboo, and you can't really write a lot with it because the nib gets destroyed after like 10th time of using it. So what I usually do is I prefer to have bamboo pens that are like this, and there's a specific way to cut it, and you see it has that angle that I'm talking about, the 45-degree cut. So a bamboo would have a hole like this, whereas sarkanda or reed would have nothing but just the fibers. So there's also a way to cut it. Bamboo and reed are similarly cut. So what we do is, your kalam should be, the ideal height of a kalam is this long. So this is how long your column should be. And if I say, if I start cutting it, so you have to start with the second ridge of your finger. First, second, third. So 2 ridges, and then from here you start to cut. From here. And then there's a way to cut it. You place your thumb here on the paper cutter, not on the blade. It can injure you. So make sure you keep it steady, and then your blade should be small. It shouldn't be like long like this. It should be small. And then you chip it off slowly. So once you get to the spine or the back, so that's where you see your thumb should perfectly fit the column. You see this cut. It should be the opposite impression of your thumb. And once you get this shape, you trim off the excess from both the sides and then make a dent in the center. And then from here, again, the 45-degree cut. And I usually slit it in the middle like this. Like this. So that there is space for ink. Can you see the small line, the thin
Yes.
line? So
Yes, sir.
we will try to write with the pens that I just made. So the first thing that every calligrapher learns is that every stroke has a measurement and every word has a measurement and an angle. So I'll give you a brief about it, but first I'll show you what a nukta is, or it's basically a perfect square, but little bit. I mean, if this is the plane, so what I'm doing is I'm making it like this. So these are the unit of measurement in calligraphy, and these are used to measure any alphabet. And in Devanagari calligraphy, there are some rules that you might have seen a lot of ancient manuscript, and some of you might not have. But whenever you look at Devanagari written anywhere, we don't observe in a way that it has an angle and it is mix of some calligraphy strokes. So for this, I'm using not this one, just wait. I'll use a flat brush. So you will observe that every stroke in this alphabet has a similar angle. And it is equidistant. And there are some measurements to this. So we have 8, 9 nukta. So this is not the ideal size because I'm doing it on a larger scale. I have to enlarge it. But traditionally, what people would do back in the ancient time, they would make these nuktas, and I think 12. So 3 nuktas for the matras, 5 nuktas for the alphabet, and another 3 nuktas for the matra. So if I do it according to this measurement, so this is traditional, okay. The manuscript style, it would be like this. And oo comes like this. So you will get a hang of it once we dive deep into it. I'm just introducing you to different kinds of measurements at the moment, and then once you get a hold of this, then you can begin to write a sentence. But to reach this level, you need to practice the basic strokes. in calligraphy. And those strokes can be, they might look simple, but they're not easy. So no matter how simple they look, you still need to practice it, because a lot of the alphabet forms have similar shapes, and you can actually play around and connect two alphabets also. So, but we will get to that in the later classes. So beginning with the basic strokes. So, yeah. So the first stroke is a straight line. But it has that angle. But you have to make consecutive straight lines. This is the first stroke. The second stroke is similar to the first one, but it's like this. So these are the basic strokes. These two. If I talk about slightly more complicated, this is called the triangle stroke. You can actually create a variation. If you get a hang of it, you can make designs with it. This would be the third stroke. Then comes one of the most complicated strokes to master, which is called concave or crescent. So this stroke is like this. And the mirror image is the next stroke. So when you make these two together and join them, you get a circle. And it should be equal. If I put a nukta inside, every corner should be at the same distance, almost. You see, this is the crescent stroke. And sometimes we use half crescent as well. So there's another stroke. Just a sec. So this stroke is used in a lot of matras, or the sounds that are produced for individual alphabets. So this is used for the sound A. And then you have a similar stroke, the opposite or the mirror image of the same stroke. So far, so good. And then moving on, the next stroke is slightly curvy like this, but it's a little bit elongated like this. because it's on the same plane. So the opposite mirror image is another stroke. Then in the same category, there is this stroke. And the opposite. And then one of my favorites is this stroke. You can actually, combine basic strokes and make designs. So, for example, I made this one, and I can connect nuktas here, and it would lead you to a different kind of design every time. And if you repeat these designs, you get a new design every time. So it's full of possibilities what you can do with these strokes. But to start with Devanagari, I think one needs to master these strokes, and I have prepared a PDF for all of you that you can print. And there's also this printable PDF that you can print, which is more like a practice pad, and print as many as you want. And you can start doing calligraphy. It's actually like a hands-on practice book, so you might find it easy to write on that one. One thing that I should particularly mention is the action or the movement of doing calligraphy. So whenever I am calligraphing, I am not using my wrist. I am not using my fingers or the wrist, because in finger and wrist, there's a lot of tension in the muscle. And to minimize the tension or the shaky stroke on your calligraphy, one needs to use the elbow. You need to use the elbow, and if you use the elbow, the stroke would be smoother, and they would be shake free, almost like stabilization. So practice with the blunt end of the column or any pen that you have, and don't use your wrist like this to write, or like this, like how we use handwriting in daily routine. There's a difference between handwriting and calligraphy. Handwriting is more impulsive. It's not orchestrated, and it does not have to do with any sort of art. But when one talks about calligraphy, you need to practice certain rules to be able to do it. So one such rule is doing calligraphy with your elbow. And what I'm doing is I am actually making like a plane on my palm. You see this? It's almost like I can float. So I should be floating my hand on the sheet smoothly to get a smoother stroke. And to get that, you need to hold the pen tightly, like this. It's not like this. You don't hold it like a pen. You hold it like this. You take the pen, make a bridge like this, place it here, and then press it down with the thumb, like this. And there should be some space here. Okay. It's like I am touching the paper, but only from here. Only this part is touching the paper, not the whole hand. It's like there is a cavity that you can see. This should be here. This is called ghost writing or ghost sketching. Uh, I think a lot of designers and artists use it to get confident or have this muscle tension lowered. Because once you practice these strokes without ink, you become more confident in moving your hand on the sheet. Otherwise, when you try to move your hand faster than you can calligraph, then the stroke becomes messier, at least for the starting. So we have the nukta as well. Make sure the nukta has 4 sides. And if you just make nuktas, you can actually make a design, a simple design, but it's not easy. That's guaranteed. So simpler designs, and actually to me this looks like Ganesha. I don't know if you can see it. So you can actually experiment a lot, but it all depends on how confident you are in the basic strokes and how much you can recall it when you are doing calligraphy. So for now, just focus on learning the basic strokes, and then we can together do the advance and the variations, how we can move to another kind of calligraphy. Because uh, traditional calligraphy is not the only thing that's present today, because now we have modern calligraphy as well, modern Hindi calligraphy as well. And every script or language has a modern version in calligraphy. So we don't really use the traditional one that much. And I like to connect it with a very famous Sufi saint from India called Kabir, and his philosophy of um, had or anhad. It means limit or limitless. So traditional calligraphy has limitations, and I'm not actually talking bad about it, but what I mean is it follows the same rules for years, and it has been doing so for many years. And even now, when traditional calligraphers write, they write in the same way. But expression of emotions and where does the artwork becomes artistic is when you pick up emotions, you pick up inspiration from nature, you experiment. So for example, I can I made this tool um, with my I mean, this is a gardening tool, and to be honest, my mother was not very happy. But yeah, anyway, it's here. So it's more like I used. It's a scraper basically, and I pasted little bit of Velcro, or it's not even a Velcro. It's more like velvet. and it becomes like a good kalam. So I'll give you an example of how variations work in Devanagari or any calligraphy, but for now Devanagari. So here we go. Does anyone know what this is?
ओम ना सर?
Yes, akar, ukar, makar. And this is more sort of a non-traditional calligraphy tool. It's actually for watercolor painting. It's a Japanese brush, but you get really beautiful calligraphy strokes with these. I'm just making random compositions to show you how calligraphy really works. You can make here like natural nature inspired strokes as well, because there's a lot of scope in brush, so you can use these to make leaves. And you can experiment, like what I do is I do pictorial calligraphy more. I mean, you don't have to know the language to tell what this is. I really hope that's the case. Let me use another tool. So this is a fine column. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Please ask me.
सर इससे पहले अभी जो पत्ती बनाए हैं उस पेन का क्या नाम है, वो जो ब्रश यूज कर रहे थे?
इसका नाम है जापानीज ब्रश. ये कलम नहीं है, ये पेन नहीं है. दिस इज अ वाटर कलर ब्रश.
थैंक यू सर.
या किसी और को कोई सवाल? डज एनीवन हैव एनी क्वेश्चन सो फार? सॉरी, I'm going on and on.
सर जैसे एक क्वेश्चन मेरा था.
हाँ पूछिए.
जैसे नॉर्मल जो कलर ब्रशेस रहते हैं ना, तो उनमें नंबर होते हैं कि इस नंबर का ब्रश मतलब साइज के हिसाब से, तो इसका भी कोई नंबर रहेगा क्या स्पेसिफिक, या फिर?
एक्चुअली हर एक कंपनी के अलग नंबर्स होते हैं. So Montmartre is different, Camlin is different, and ये जो है मतलब आपको कुछ शॉप्स है जहाँ पर ये मिल सकता है. You can also order it on Amazon. Just
Okay.
search for Japanese watercolor brushes. You can get a pack of 5. ये
Okay.
सबसे बड़ा साइज है.
जी जी, थैंक यू.
सर ऐसे ही प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए क्या यूज कर सकते हैं? एक ब्रश नॉर्मल.
आपको अभी सिर्फ और सिर्फ मैं आपको एक पेन बता दूंगा जो आपने खरीदना है, और आप उसी को इस्तेमाल कीजिए, क्योंकि
ओके सर.
बेसिक कैलीग्राफी में क्या होगा ना कि अगर मैं आपको ब्रश से बेसिक कैलीग्राफी करवाऊंगा तो आपको दिक्कत आएगी. आप ट्रेडिशनल कंप्लीटली सीखिए, उसके बाद आप कोई सा भी मीडियम पकड़ सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल ब्रश हो गया. यू कैन ऑल्सो you can also do calligraphy with this cloth. You don't even have to have a kalam. So if I write the same sentence, the same word, so it's the idea, it's not the tool. It's never the idea, never the tool, it's the idea, I mean. So for now, just use this pen, and I assure you, by the end of this course, I will try my best to teach you how you can create your own style, or how you can find your own style. So let's hope for that. And before the class finishes, I just want to quickly give you a demo of this pen. This is actually a bone column. It's made with bone, but it's ethically made. I mean, it's made with dead animals' bone. So yeah, so you see, just a sec, sorry about this. अब इसी के अंदर का भी है. मैं आपको बस विजुअलाइज करके बता रहा हूँ कि अक्षर कितने मिलते जुलते हैं एक दूसरे से. तो शुरुआत के लिए सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये कट वाला जो फ्लेक्सिबल नहीं है, ऐसा निब यूज कीजिए. आप बैम्बू पेन्स ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं ऑनलाइन. आई एम नॉट श्योर कि आप कौन से शहरों में रहते हैं, और अगर वहाँ की स्टेशनरी शॉप्स पे बैम्बू कलम मिलती है तो देन इट्स वेल एंड गुड. अगर आपके आसपास बैम्बू मिलते हैं कहीं से, तो सबसे पतले वाले बैम्बू लेके आइए, और आई कैन सेंड यू अ वीडियो हाउ टू मेक अ कलम, बट वो उतनी प्रिसीजन से नहीं बनेगा. सो इट्स बेटर टू बाय इट ऑनलाइन. और अगर आप दिल्ली में रहते हैं, देन आई कैन शेयर अ कॉन्टैक्ट विद यू. आप डायरेक्टली उनसे ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं, वो पोर्टर से भिजवा देते हैं. सो यू नीड टू सर्च फॉर इस्लामिक pen makers, because they are the ones crafting bamboo columns. And the next would be this pen, which is available in Maharashtra. This is called automatic pen. It's nothing but just two metal clips joined together on a piece of wood. And it really is a fabulous pen to use. And it also, you can also use the pointy end to write, which is non-traditional way. These are the vowels, and I have written it in a non-traditional way, but it still makes some sense. Um, so this is the pointy end. This is like, you can use it for non-traditional calligraphy as well. And this is pretty much available all over India, because you can order it from the person and they send it to you. But sometimes what happens, he only sends like 2 3 pens together. You can't order just one. So this is around 40 rupees, 40 50 rupees for one single piece. So it's pretty cheap. It's not that expensive.
सर इसका नाम फिर से बोल दीजिए इस पेन का।
ऑटोमेटिक पेन। और इसका जो मैन्युफैक्चरर है, उनका नाम है चिंतामणि। दूसरी चीज जो हम कर सकते हैं, बट इट्स कम्प्लीटली, ये आपके ऊपर है। जैसे मैंने क्या किया है कि आई लाइक टू डिजाइन माई ओन पेन्स, एंड देयर इज अ पेन कॉल्ड पायलट पैरेलल. So pilot parallel pens have flat nibs, and for some reasons, my pen got destroyed, and I had to use the nib. So I actually placed it inside the nib of the marker, and there's a way you can do it, but only if you are interested to learn this. So you sort of cut the felt tip nib and place this flat nib inside it, and then with the help of super glue you stick it together, and then you can always refill the pen. So this is like the best investment you can do. So I'll give you a demo of how these pen work. So this is vertical Devanagari. I'm just giving you all the examples possible for you to understand what it takes to learn the script. Lastly, your practice sheets would look somewhat like this. All right. So what you should be doing is, I'll give you a small demo before this class ends. So this would somewhat like look like this. Okay. So this is how a manuscript is also made, because you calculate the size of the paper, and then you calculate how many words you can write, how many lines you can write in that on that paper. So that's when we decide the size of the pen. So for example, if you want to write with this pen on this sheet, it would be too big. This nib is too big for it. You have to calculate 5 for every alphabet. But here you see it's only 4. It's getting completed in four taps. So this is too big. It should be roughly 5, like this. One, two, three, four, 5. So that's when you know this is a perfect nib for writing on this. But I will give you 2 sizes, so don't worry about it. One would be bigger, the second one would be smaller. And if you want to modify your ice cream stick for this one, what you can do, so for example, if I see, so this is the size of, so this is the size. I can trim it down. Let's try to write with this. Pretty good. It's almost that size. Could be a little thinner as well. But that's how you make the size for column. And there's a name for the sound that you're hearing. So the sound of the column is called sarir in Urdu, because Urdu or Arabic or Persian poetry and even their religious texts have been written in like strict calligraphic rules. So they have a lot of observations for calligraphy world and also China. But Chinese calligraphy is limitless. They do follow certain um, rules, but then at the end you write with brush, and every brush stroke could be different, but every bamboo pen stroke will always be the same in traditional sense. If you still think the nib is thicker, just trim it a little bit more. I think this is the perfect size. So far, so good. Everything understood? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far? I'm going to end this session here, and we will continue tomorrow. And I will try to send you the PDF but I would really like to hear from you. Like, did anyone try writing something? If yes, then I would love to see.
Participants are free to share in the WhatsApp group.
Okay. I see Preetham Kumar. Wow. That's beautiful, Preetham ji. That's a wonderful attempt. Anyone else? No one? Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
What kind of a pen I have to buy? Actually, I joined today, registered today. So I
Don't
will
worry. This is
practice
the first
tomorrow.
class.
Yeah.
This is the first class. I think if every one of you lives in India,
Yeah.
I mean, people living in India can really straight away buy this stick bold marker. It's a beautiful
Okay.
calligraphy pen because it comes with this cut. I mean, sorry, I changed the nib, but stick calligraphy pen is absolutely great to start with. And this is for writing with uh, on a bigger scale. But if you want more smaller size, I recommend you get a fountain pen.
Okay.
There's a Chinese company called Jinhao, and the pen is not that expensive. It's 250 rupees.
Okay.
But it's called JINHAO, Jinhao, and they make a lot of fountain pens. But they also make flat nib pens. So all the flat nibs like these. So all the flat nib pens, no matter where they are, every pen is calligraphy. Every flat nib is calligraphy pen, and if it's pointed, uh, it's probably for handwriting. And then you also have pointy nibs for calligraphy, like copperplate and Spencerian from European um, calligraphy world. So every calligraphy world has different tools, slightly different tools. So get these pens and try getting this. There is a pen maker in Rajasthan. His name is Silawat. You can write. So he makes these pen. I got this one from him. He also makes bamboo pens. So you can get one from him, and it will last you like forever because these do not die early if you take care of these. And
How to order this, sir?
you can check their website, or he has an Instagram account. It's called Silawat Kalam, SILAWAT, and then columns with
Okay.
a
Mine,
Q. Yeah. Sorry.
mine,
Yes.
it would be really great if you share all these vendors' links in the WhatsApp group, right?
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, we are way ahead of
Okay, thank you.
yeah. Okay.
And Sanskriti was showing her work as well.
Okay. Sanskriti is. Can I see it again? Sanskriti. Okay. Oh, that's a good attempt, Sanskriti. Fabulous. But we will get into more detail tomorrow because this is just an introductory class and to show you what you can do with different tools and what calligraphy is. So let's hope for like everyone gets tools by tomorrow. Let's hope for that, and I will send you the printable PDF ASAP.
Yes, some of our participants, they also shared their pictures in WhatsApp group. So please
Okay.
do check on them also and give them feedback, sir.
I'll definitely do.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. for listening.
Thank you
Have
so much,
a
sir.
good night.
It was a wonderful session. Thank you so much. And I'm glad to say such a creative and artistic work being carried on. Thank you so much. And I request everyone to please, according to the list as mentioned in the group, please buy the tools or necessary material for the tools. Or if you don't want to make that pen, you can buy from the links that would be shared by Mayank sir in the group. So it would be great. So shall we wrap up the session, sir?
Sure, we can. Thank you so much.
Wrapping for the day. And if anyone is having any questions, you are free to ask. Anyone? Okay, so see you tomorrow, same time at 7 p.m. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much, sir.
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.